Netflix is finally firing back. And honestly, this is the moment you know things are really over. Because Netflix clearly isn't willing to keep putting up with Meghan Markle's nonsense anymore. I could say it a little more bluntly, but let's keep it clean for now. According to an insider at Netflix, the company was already unhappy with Meghan Markle's As Ever brand long before the split happened. And really, that shouldn't surprise anyone. The brand simply wasn't good. In fact, I genuinely believe she oversold the entire idea from the beginning. Meghan reportedly told the Netflix executives, people like Ted Sarandos, that the project was going to be massive. The same kind of promise she apparently made to Harry, who, by the way, is reportedly about $30 million in the hole. The pitch was always the same. It's going to be huge. We're going to sell products everywhere. Just wait and see. But the reality? Nothing ever happened. And the reason is pretty simple. Nobody cared. Why? Because, unfortunately, and this isn't coming from the Megxit crowd, this is based on her actual track record, Meghan Markle has had opportunity after opportunity, and yet nothing ever really delivered. She's essentially known as Harry's wife. That's the identity people recognize. Beyond that, there hasn't been much substance behind the projects. One insider even summed it up pretty bluntly, saying they were frustrated that almost nobody seemed to care about the brand at all. So when Netflix started considering the idea of setting up As Ever sections inside Netflix House, those pop-up retail spaces they've been planning, there simply wasn't much interest in making that happen. And honestly, it's not that difficult to understand why. For starters, most people don't actually know who she is, beyond the headlines. Sure, you'll see her name in places like the Daily Mail, Page 6, or the New York Post. People might notice the headlines while scrolling, but noticing a headline is very different from wanting to buy a product. Take someone like Gwyneth Paltrow, for example. You can criticize her brand all you want, but when she launched it, she actually put in the work. In the early days, she built an entire newsletter and platform that wasn't even focused on selling products. Instead, she positioned herself as an authority in that lifestyle space and slowly built an audience around it. That kind of foundation is what makes a brand work. At the end of the day, the reality is pretty simple. Meghan wanted to be Harry's wife and have a brand attached to her name. That's really the whole idea behind it. Think about how an average person might react if you ask them, would you buy something from As Ever by Meghan Markle? Most people would probably respond with, wait, what is that? Who's Meghan Markle again? And then someone would say, oh, she's Prince Harry's wife. Apparently, she has a brand. And that's probably about as far as the recognition goes. Now, Netflix had been considering putting her products inside Netflix House, those planned pop-up retail locations. But the problem was simple. There just wasn't any real demand for it. It didn't fit alongside the major properties Netflix is known for. Shows like Squid Game, Stranger Things, and Bridgerton were supposed to be the big draws for those spaces. Maybe the idea was that the royal connection would somehow blend into that environment. I can understand what they were trying to do. But just look at those three names again. Squid Game, Stranger Things, and Bridgerton. Those shows have millions, sometimes tens of millions of fans around the world. Meghan Markle simply doesn't have that kind of audience. And that's just the reality, because when you look back at everything that's been launched so far, most of these projects have felt more like vanity projects than anything else. And that's why this moment matters. Netflix coming out with this kind of response suggests they've reached a breaking point. They're tired of the PR, and they're tired of the constant media narrative being pushed to the press.